Hello and welcome to my Android game development tutorials, and today I will teach you how to start basic OpenGL with Android, and we're using 2.2 for this lesson. Alright, so I'm going to start off with this onCreate command method, and we're going to put in quest window feature pop up feature no title. So what that will do is when it loads up the activity, we don't want this. See, this is the My First Project bar right there. That's the title bar. We don't want that. So, actually, it's not just that. It's also this top part with the battery portion and the Wi-Fi. When the notification bar is near. Next is we gotta set the flags. We gotta make sure it is full screen. It takes up the entire screen. So we're gonna get window, set flags. Both of the flags are actually exactly the same. So window manager layout params. So I spelled layout wrong. And flag full screen. So yeah, I have to explain that. Alright, next line. We are going to create our new variable for the OpenGL, the surface view. So GL surface view. Right. And we'll just call it GL surface view as the name. So what you're going to do is import the class Android.OpenGL. I'm going to import from that class. Let's also do this with window manager. Right. So GL surface view equals new GL surface view. And we'll give it the instance of the activity. Right. And now we are going to do GL surface view again, and we're going to call it set renderer, and we're going to set its renderer to a new instance of GL renderer. That class does not exist yet, but we will add that in a couple of seconds. And GL service, set content view. This will tell Android what to show on the screen. So we're going to tell it to show our GL surface view, of course. So pass that in there. So now that we have done that, we also need to add two other methods. So we're going to do override and protected void on resume. That's good. And it's going to do super on resume. I'm just going to call parent function to make sure it does what it needs to when it resumes. And we're going to do GL surface view dot on resume. Alright, and we're also going to do the same thing but for on pause. So just type in the same thing over here but for pause. Oops. So just give me a moment. Now we're going to create our GL renderer. So let's do that now. Class GL renderer. So we finish. So what this class is going to do is it's going to allow us to draw where we need to when it comes to OpenGL. And what OpenGL is, first off, is it started out in C++. It allowed you to draw. It's drawing 3D and 2D. It's GPU accelerated, which is very good for making 2D and 3D games. And it's been ported to many languages, and it's very flexible. So when you use it, you can use the same code almost anywhere. So, alright. So, public class GL renderer will extend this renderer class. And we also have to import the package. Did I spell renderer right? Yes, I did. Let's do this. Import Android GL surface view renderer. Oh, I spelled that wrong, didn't I? No, I didn't. What? Oh, it must import stuff. Oh, that's supposed to be implements. Alright. So, now we're going to add unimplemented methods. So, the first one is on draw frame. GL10, GL. Yeah. On surface changed and on surface created. So, we are going to start off with creating things in the on draw frame. So what we do is GL, the parameter right there, and GL clear, and we clear it with GL10 with one of its constants, GL10, GL color buffer bit, and GL10 GL depth buffer bit. Alright. GL load identity, and well, drawing will just go there. Alright, and now we are doing these on surface change, and we're going to start off with making sure that the height is. This is for if you're going to use perspective view, and you don't want it to equal 0 because dividing by 0, that's not good. So so if the height is equal to 0, make it equal 1 just in case. And GL viewport, we'll set the viewport to 0, and the width and height that gets from on surface changed. The width and height comes from the screen size, so yes. GL matrix mode. And we're going to set it the constant GL10 GL projection. And we're going to load the identity, the GL load identity. And now we're going to set it to orthographic view, because we're going to be making a 2D game at first, and then we're going to move on to 3D. But right now we're going to do 3D accelerated, 3D accelerated 2D games. So we're going to do this, a 0.0f with height 0.0f. I think it's 1.0f and negative 1.0f, and that creates an orthographic view. And I may have forgotten a parameter. No. What? Oh. Okay. I meant to do GL ortho F. Alright, thank you, Eclipse. So now we're going to put in the matrix mode again for model view. So matrix mode, GL10, GL10, GL model view. Good. And we're also going to do another load identity. And later on, we're also going to use textures to draw 2D images. So we're going to enable GL10, GL texture 2D, and we're also going to enable alpha blending, which is for textures with alpha. And when we create 2D games, most of the images will have textures. So we're going to make sure we want to use that. Alright, so now we're going to do another, the blending. Blend. Alright. Oh, I forgot to put a, there right there. Man, I'm forgetting all the GL. Alright. Now that we've enabled those two, we're going to set the blend function, which also allows for alpha blending. Blend function gl10.gl source alpha gl10 gl1 minus source alpha. Alright, good. And on subject created, we're not going to really do anything here. So yeah, we have our generator, but it's not really going to draw anything. So we run it right now. Oops. That's wow. Okay. All right, and we are back. Okay, so we're going to pick our Android device that is running after we try running. So just gonna click there and click OK. And I have opened the Android emulator. So once it gets, what's going on? It's building workspace. So we're going to wait for that. Alright, so it is now launched, but you see nothing because it hasn't drawn anything. So what we're going to do is first, oh, there we go. Alright, so what we're going to do first is we're going to create a new class, and this class is going to be just a simple rectangle. We call it quad. So what this is going to do, it's going to be the rectangle that we draw on. So what we're going to do now is do a float. Make this public. Okay, nah, we don't need it public. So float thing vertices. Wait a second. No, we don't do that first. First thing we do. No, I'm right. Whatever. Okay, so we do that, and we put there. Alright, so there's negative 1.0. No. Alright, so it's not exactly right. So you have to, well, it's a private float vertices square brackets. So negative, no wait, 0, 0f, 1.0 f, and 0. have video. I'm just going to copy that over and over again. Now, that one's going to be 0. This one's going to be 0. This one's going to be 1. And these are both going to be 1. Alright, so next variable is private short indices, or all the indexes, I call them that, what are we using, which is going to be 0, 1, 2, 0, 2, 3. All that order. It's a certain order that needs to be in. And we want to do float buffer, vertex buffer, and private short buffer, and that one is index buffer. And I think that holds the vertexes and indexes for later use, converting into 3D. Alright, so what's next on the constructor of quad? We're actually going to add two other variables. Let's make this public. Public float x and public float y, public float width and height. Now we can do the constructor. So on the constructor, we're going to put in the x and y variables and width and height. So yeah, and so we're going to set the vertices. Now we're going to do height buffer BBB equals height buffer dot allocate direct, and the vertices length times 4, so many bytes per of each of them. So length times 4. Let's make sure that's imported. Alright, and BBB order, byte order dot native order, yes. Whoops. And let's also make sure to import that. And now let's do vertex buffer, and we're going to turn it into the float as float buffer. Good. Vertex buffer, and we're going to put the vertices in there. Correct. Alright, and vertice buffer and position 0. Alright, so now that we've done that for vertex, we're going to do that for the indices. So copy that and paste that. IBB, the indices leaves have more bytes, less bytes. So we do 2, and IBB order, and byte order, yes. And instead of being a float buffer, it's going to be IBB as short buffer, because the indices, I click short buffer, because they are a short variable. So we're going to use that. And also it has to be index buffer here. And we want to put indices in the index buffer and position it at 0. Woo, we have all of that part done. And now for the final part, drawing. So we're going to pass the parameters of the previous GL to this one, and the X and Y. X and Y doesn't really matter here. I don't know why I put these here. Yeah, these don't need to be here. So we draw GL, float X, float Y, float width, float height, go here. Alright, and first off, we are going to do a translate. GL translate. It moves over wherever we place down the quad. So for X, Y, 0.0 F for Z. And we're going to do GL.GL scale, and that will be width, height, and this will just be 1 scale. Alright, so we are going to make sure it is able to be drawn. So we're going to type in front face dot GL10 counterclockwise. And now we're going to do GL enable GL10 GL cold face. Right? Now we're going to do, oops, I forgot the GL here. GL cold face again, and mode's going to be GL10 GL back. Alright, more GLs. GL enable client state is GL10 dot GL vertex array. GL dot GL vertex pointer. The size is 3. Type is GL10 dot GL, well not dot, slash GL float. Stride is 0 and vertex buffer. Alright, so now GL draw elements. So GL10 dot GL triangles. The count is indices link. Yeah, in indices length. Type GL10 GL unsigned short, and index buffer. Done. 2 more. So GL disable client state, GL10 GL vertex array, and the last one, GL disable GL10 dot GL call base. Whoops, wrong side. Alright. Void draw. Alright, so now it should be able to, you should be able to see it on the Android device that you're using the test on. So let's give it a sec, and it will launch. There it is. As you can see, you still see nothing because we haven't added the quad to the GL renderer. Okay, so now we are at GL renderer, and we are going to add our quad. So public, I just use public because why not? But let's save some memory. Quad equals new quad. Alright, good. And where we say drawing will go here is is quad draw, pass in the GL, do it at 64 at a width and height of 80, 96. Alright, so let's make sure our emulator is up and running. Alright, so we are going to have a quick fix for quad, so for this cut, and this is the quad one that works. The one I had previously done did not work, so this one will give you the rectangle that you desired. The color, red, yes. So that would be all. See you later in the next episode. It's part lesson 4. We're going to put images on screen and we're going to have a game loop. So, see you.